Okay, yeah, so I wanted to get you started on a few of these problems just to link back to how we derive the formula and kind of relate it because I think all good mathematicians will be able to somewhat reconstruct the formula if they had to in a quick and efficient way if they've forgotten the equation, right? Um, and by practicing it a few times when you're doing the homework, it might actually help you remember the formula. So I'm going to go through on number one again how we could derive that formula. I'm going to show each side of this triangle with the different color to again help us. Now, the sides of that triangle end up being the bases of all these rectangles. The rectangle over here on the right side. So there's a rectangle over here, right? So let me just draw that one to the right over here. There's a rectangle behind. I'm going to outline in red. Now look, they share this side over here, which is the top of that prism, right? So I'm going to double that up. I'm going to draw it right next to it. Okay. And then I've got the one on the bottom, which is in green. And you'll notice that it actually shares a side with both of them. Maybe I should have drawn it in between the two, but then I wouldn't have the one on the side. So it doesn't really matter. It would be like this. And if you curled it around, this side here would match up with this side here. So it's all the same. This is all the same dimension, right? All of these are the exact same. That is the 10, which is the height of the rectangle, if you want to call that the height of the rectangle, right? That would be the height of the rectangle. And the base of this rectangle is what? Well, the base, remember, it was the purple side plus the red side of the triangle plus the green side of the triangle, right? And that ends up being the perimeter. So you still need to find the perimeter of the triangle, and you're only given the height. So be careful here. You got to find the perimeter. So you got to find those two sides. Given the height and you're given the base of the triangle. But once you find that perimeter, you can multiply by 10 to get the area of this whole thing. Then all you need is 2 times the area of the base. And the area of the base is the area of the triangle. Okay? Same thing can happen here. But again, if you want to, after you do this a few times, it kind of gets easier, right? Now you're looking at this. I'm going to highlight it in, let me do it in blue, I guess. That is the perimeter of that square, which is the base, right? We got another base over here. And that, if you lay it out, is going to be the base of the rectangle that you need to find the area of. And the height of that rectangle is all of these. All of those are the same, right? Right? So you've got the height of the rectangle, which is 6, and then you've got the perimeter of that, well, I guess it's not a square, it's a rectangle, which is the base, okay? Does that make sense? So once you find the perimeter of that base, multiply it by 6, and you're going to get the area of that rectangle, which is just the outsides of this figure. You still need plus 2 times the area of the base, which is the highlighted in blue area. You got 2 of those, right? You got 2 of those, and then you've got the area of that red thing, which is all of those rectangles, all 4 of those rectangles put together will be the perimeter of the base times the height, which is 6. Okay, I hope that helps out a little bit. Number 3 is a little bit of challenge. I saw some of you struggling on that a little bit. Just make sure when you're using those dimensions and you're multiplying them together, x plus 3, I'm not saying this is the answer, but if you're multiplying x plus 3 times x minus 4, it looks something like this, right? So I saw some people just writing it out like this, right? Times this. And then they're multiplying 3 times x, and they got x plus 3x minus 4. That doesn't make any sense because you got to multiply the whole thing together, right? So I help you a little bit there. The diameter of a square is the diameter of a sphere. Okay, I gave you the surface area for the sphere. You have that in your notes, hopefully. The bases of a closed cylinder. Okay, closed cylinder just means like you have a container and it has a top and a bottom to it, Okay, so closed means it has top and bottom, okay? Which normally almost everything we do does, unless it says it has a top, or it has a bottom, but it doesn't have a top, then you know what to add in. You only add one of those bases instead of both. But most of them we're going to do in this class have both, okay? That should be pretty simple. But again, try to draw your rectangle and your two circles for the cylinder, okay? And add all those areas together, okay? Do you remember what this dimension is for your the outside curved surface, which would be the label of your cylinder? That's the hard part. And of course, this is the height. Number 6, again, you might want to go ahead and see what if you found the area of that pizza pie on the outside and add it to the area of the circle. Could you figure out how to find that area? Okay. Otherwise, just use the formula. But look at the formula. Try to figure out an easy way to remember it. Okay. Hope that helps.